It's been 1 week since you looked at me. True. Also that. John Doyle hasn't uploaded since he put up the video, "This election is not over yet." John, I'm so sorry, buddy. I did. So, wouldn't you believe it? We're gonna have to. Sadly, I think there's been a rumor going around. I heard this through the grapevine from Harvey Manfredson, a friend of the show. The rumor going around is that John Doyle, after of course Donald Trump lost the election, John, who works at Subway, refused to wash his sandwich artist polo, thus getting fired from Subway. He went home to his parents' house where he lives, and his parents found out that he got fired, and then have subsequently grounded him, banning him from the internet. So he actually hasn't been able. Not only is he coping, he's been now he's unemployed from his minimum wage job, and he hasn't pulled himself up by his bootstraps yet. Scotty, thanks so much for the tier 1. So the election is not over yet by John Doyle. Here's his video of John Doyle. Just oh my goodness, just oh my goodness.
Behind the desk, it seems like it's been forever. Things are really starting to get interesting now. We've got a lot to.
No, we don't.
To cover, a lot to explain, a lot of details that I need to catch you up on. But I'll start off by saying that I've been getting swamped with emails.
What I love about this is we have the sort of unfair advantage on John here. We get to know what happened 7 days after this video went out, right? And what we know is that Donald Trump continues to lose every appeal in the world. So it's oh, this is gonna be gold.
DMs just on Instagram now because I've been suspended from Twitter. More on that in a second. And everybody's asking me, well, John, did we lose? John, is it over? Well, John, what do we do? And it's like, to be honest, I don't really know what you guys were talking about. So then I started watching the mainstream media coverage, and then it clicked. It was like, oh, yeah, of course, the screen people. So I feel bad for you if you've been watching mainstream television and news, because to me, it's like, when I said that the MAGA hat never comes off, I didn't realize that all of a sudden an exception could be made for fraudulent electoral practices and the resultant pessimism from the mainstream media's adjacent propaganda. Like, I didn't realize that there was a footnote. I didn't realize that we had made.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize. Hold on. Let me double check. I guess I'm sorry. Chat. Let me get. I gotta jump into the mainframe real quick. Okay. Oh wait, hold on. I think I found it. Oh, there it is. It's Donald Trump lost by a bajillion, and he continues to lose even more. Ah, shit.
Oh, baby bird.
The lead is almost, it's a flat 6 mil. Oh, jeez. Oh, and oh man. Derb, thanks for the tier 1. Yeah. Well, I think probably that there's a wrap, John. I think that there's a wrap, as we like to say in the biz.
An amendment to that. We knew that they were planning this, but now all of a sudden you see it play out, and then you just decide to believe it, you let it demoralize you. They would prefer that you let them ease you back to business as usual. They would prefer that you go back to browsing Facebook and watching cable television. Well, the MAGA hat is to be taken off when the election plays out exactly as we predicted. Give me a break. Donald Trump never gave up on you, and if you give up on him, you're a coward. They were arrogant in 2016. They truly believed that they were going to win, and their pride cost them the election. And so in 2020, they had a plan, and we knew this going into it. So seeing it play out should come as absolutely no surprise to you. And we'll go over all the details, but allow me to just illustrate to you where my energy is at now in comparison to when I voted on election day. So on the left side.
Okay. Can we point out, everyone keeps saying this election was close. It wasn't fucking close. It just took a few key states to forever to count. Yeah, pretty much. Do you think he wears the MAGA hat in the shower? I don't know. No idea. Yeah, this is incredible amounts of cope. It's very nice. So let's see where his head's at right now.
Side of your screen is going to be where my energy was on election day, and on the right side of your screen is going to be where my energy is today.
Hell yeah, Derb. Thanks, buddy. I look like this. This is what I wear out and about as a man about town, okay? This is what I wear every day. Wow, that really bunched up. It made me look like I had big bazongas. Look at that. Hold on. Look at those bazongas right there. Big. Anyway, I'm embarrassed for John. This is a fucking weird look. This is a weird guy. He's so fucking cringy, dude. He's such a fucking dweeb. This is the guy that blocked me on Twitter after he got destroyed in a debate. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. Why is he like this? Why is he like this? But now he's doing the oh my fucking god, dude. He's doing the Donald Trump dance. He's doing the shitty Donald Trump dance. And he's like intentionally on purpose. He's doing it, like, not ironically. This is his personality. I can't fucking in good faith. I cannot in good faith not make fun of this. This is absolutely the cringiest thing ever. This is the worst. The way John is acting in this video gives me strong feelings that by the end of next year, he'll be banned from YouTube, moved to BitChute, and gone full mask off. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're the same clip, genius, because the energy is still high. Young man, there's no need to feel down. We've already won. You just don't know it yet, so do stay tuned.
He's already won, chat.
Warning. Cringe levels approaching maximum. Warning. Cringe levels approaching maximum. Warning. Cringe levels approaching maximum. Self-destruction imminent.
Thanks, Beast. Appreciate you. Oh, jeez. Can we Michiganders give John Doyle to Ohio? I think we ought to. I think we really ought to.
Heck off, commie.
Oh, God. He's so stupid, dude. What's with the 50s LARPing and chuds? Well, they think that was a better time because that was before civil rights.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Heck Off Commie. It's that time of year again, the time of year where we transition from the patterned cotton button-downs to the suits. Very epic, but we're going to touch on a range of issues today that I think are all very important to note. And I will start off by saying that we're not going to go through all the evidence of voter fraud and break that down, and that's for a few reasons. Firstly, because I was just kicked off Twitter for sharing a Google Doc with you guys that aggregated the names and phone numbers of state representatives in all of the states from which we've seen evidence of voter fraud. So
that wasn't actually why. That wasn't actually why. He got kicked off Twitter for doxing individuals. He doxed people. It was doxing. It wasn't public officials. It was doxing private citizens, which is bad, and you can't do it. You shouldn't do that. You can't. You can't do that, Johnny. Can't do it, buddy. You doxed people.
So that people could call in and demand that they fight for electoral integrity. And then I got suspended for allegedly violating the policy on spam and harassment, even though I've seen people on the left do this literally hundreds of times. Like
You doxed people, John! You doxed them! That's not the same thing. It's not the same, John.
Most surface level left-wing move of all time is literally just, well, call your representatives, call your congressmen. So yeah, hashtag free John Doyle. We're going to throw it on a shirt, but in the meantime, I'm going to ease off.
I'm going to monetize my fake drama with Twitter. Are you shocked? I'm going to throw it on a shirt. You know what? I should have had a shirt years ago. Like, I don't know why I haven't had a shirt for you guys. I'm so bad at grifting. I am so bad at extracting maximum capital from you people. Seriously. I am doing such a bad job at making all of you my pay pigs. What is wrong with me? I really should be sucking you people dry. Get it? It was actually just gay the whole time.
Off the gas on that type of stuff until we can get that taken care of. And everyone was like, bro, I'm so excited that you got kicked off Twitter. Bro, it's such a white pill. It means that we're effective. And it's like, yeah, I'm right there with you, but I still got suspended. And now I can't just text whatever dumb thing comes into my mind to 20,000 people whenever I want to. Like 2 days ago, I was driving and I simply thought of ka-chow nationalism. And I wanted to tweet it, no context, but I couldn't. So that's mildly inconvenient. But also, I think it's okay because so many other people are covering it. And also because we knew that this was going to happen. So I think it's better that we focus on other things that are still.
What is this? What is this thing that John does? He'll start talking and then he'll go, and then he'll continue talking. I don't know. It's that Rubio thing. Can we give the Chubbs smallpox since it wasn't eradicated yet in the 50s? Yes, Chuds, I assume. Evotion absolutely devastated that he's not the one sucking SMH. Can we have a communist shirt? I will give you all the biddies for it. Do you mean cornmunist? Cobunist? A cobunist? You're not bad at it, Jake. We're just poor. No, I haven't put any merch out at all. We've been talking about merch for a year. We haven't put any merch out whatsoever. Absolutely terrible. Just absolutely stupid. Tell you what. How about for Christmas instead of my shirt? What if we just tell Zoe to use the old Kabi design that we no longer use in the things, but we'll do like a retro Kabi, and she can design it, and then I'll just pimp it. There you go. Because we wanted to do something that would go towards a transition fund. So why don't we do that? So someone tell Zoe to put together some of that stuff, and I'll pimp it for the between like Thanksgiving and part of the Christmas. Bellum and I, if the Cornwave stuff I actually like so much, maybe I'll work with Bellum on some of that, and then we'll give Bellum some kickback as well. The plushies are a lot. You know who Zoe is. Well, maybe you don't, Durbin. Maybe you don't. Zoe's been a long time member of the community, though. Kabi ugly Christmas sweater. Maybe.
Related, but that perhaps aren't being covered so much by other people. So that's what I've been up to. I've been traveling, attending rallies, organizing people. I've been on the phone with the HOC network. People don't take that into account because they still perceive YouTube to be somewhat illegitimate compared to other forms of media or communication platforms. But we've got people in state governments all throughout the country. We've got people even at the federal level. We've got people in conservative media, a ton of them. So we're actually we're pretty well in the loop. And so if it seems like it's been forever since I posted a video, I apologize for that, but my job isn't necessarily political commentary. My job is to help take the country back, and if most of the time that means influencing people and bringing them over to our side, that's perfectly fine with me. In fact,
your job isn't taking the country back, John. Your job is a sandwich artist at Subway. I want a chicken teriyaki, foot-long, Italian urban cheese, okay? You can microwave it, that's fine, but I also want it toasted, all right? On top of that, I want Monterey Jack, onions, olives, lettuce, tomato, banana peppers, and then I want some of the light mayo on top, and just like half the amount of chicken teriyaki sauce you put on it, okay? Wrap that shit up. Give me some sun chips, okay? And then a Diet Coke or whatever you got. All right? That's what I would like, John, my sandwich artist. That's what I would like. That's your actual job. My job is to take the country back. Your job, you failed. You have failed at your job. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. You have failed. You are a loser, John. Nobody likes you. You're a No cookies. I don't want cookies. Gross. Disgusting. Fucking, you lost, John. You're a loser. Italian urban cheese is the superior Subway bread. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. All right. John is such a fuck. My job is to take the country back. You're a child. You're not taking anything back. You're a loser. Did he actually get fired? I have no idea.
fact, you know, I've really come to enjoy sitting behind this desk here, but now what's important is that we get boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground. What boots, John? Boots? What boots? What are you talking about? In what scenario will boots on the ground affect the election that you lost?
Her ramble was just
I don't even know what that means. Boots on the ground. Fuck off. Fucking LARP. So boots on the ground so he can lick them. True.
And I've noticed that a lot of people, and we won't get into specifics right now, maybe once we're a little bit more powerful we will, right? But lots of people just want to make money talking about politics forever, as though nothing has changed except perhaps the subject matter which they're discussing that day. And very few people want to make money.
You don't make money off of this channel. You're demonetized constantly because look, oh shit, you the AP is called the race for Joe. You're wrong about stuff. You get demonetized constantly. Like, the way you make money is through donations, which is fine. I make a similar living. But, like, don't pretend that, like, your commentary is bringing in the bank, man. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets pretty good views on his videos, but he gets demonetized so often. I wouldn't be surprised if my Clips channel makes more money than him. I would not be surprised.
Talking about politics so that when it's time to stop talking and actually do something, they have the funds to do it.
Tilkai,
and that's
thanks for
the
following.
Unfortunate reality for us, that not only much of conservative leadership in government is corrupt, but also much of the conservative leadership in media is as well. And so with that, there are two things for the time being that I'd like to make you aware of and that I would expect you all to attend if at all possible. The first one is in Washington, D.C. this weekend. That's the Million MAGA March. Trump supporters from all over the country will be marching in Washington, D.C. That's a really...
That turned out very good, did it? That's pretty rough. What a bummer, dude. What a bummerooski. It was just a bunch of this shit. Look, do you think John's in bed with COVID right now? You know what I bet? I bet this motherfucker got COVID. I bet that's where fucking John Doyle is right now. That's why John's been gone. He didn't put up anything about the MAGA Million March. I bet he wasn't even there. I bet he's got fucking COVID because he keeps going outside. He keeps going to these fucking rallies and he keeps forgetting, or not forgetting. He keeps not wearing a mask when he goes to them. I bet this motherfucker has COVID. That is that's my fucking tinfoil hat. Tinfoil Tuesday. I bet he's got the Rona. I bet he has the Rona. I would not be surprised. 100% he's sweating in bed. Hell yeah. Corona Chan took Doyle. Oh no. Tinfoil husk. You can wrap the tinfoil around the corn and grill it. By boots on the ground, does he mean bigoted orange oafs that scream? Yes. That is an acronym for boots. Mr. Scudamunga. Thanks for the 19 months. Gimmick infringement on Hannah's turf. No, we've talked about this. You can wrap me in tinfoil. In fact, you're welcome for the free pub. You're welcome for the free pub, Hannah. That's how it works, right? I'll pay you an exposure. I'm pretty sure he's got COVID, though. That would be fucking hilarious. If he's got COVID, we have to find out what hospital he's in, Hannah, and go visit him. He would hate that.
The big one that I've heard about, that's the one that, frankly, you should crawl through broken glass to get to. And the other one that I've heard about for all my Michigan people, tomorrow at the state capitol in Lansing, 12 p.m., so that's Wednesday at 12 p.m. I want to see as many of you at both of these events as possible. And the reason for that is that our success as a country, very simply, is contingent upon one thing and one thing only. And
being mad and white at rallies that are pro-Trump, frankly. The only way we're going to win is if we are mad and white at a Trump rally. That's how we win. That's how we do it. Not by voting. Certainly not by losing the election. Can you imagine losing an election? This is not a good strategy. I'm tossing this out there. John, just for your edification, John. This right here, not a great strategy for winning the presidency. Not a great one. He's probably salty about working at Subway because he probably wants to be the one that tells others to make him go make a sandwich. Probably. That's not. When will you have new videos on YouTube? What are you talking about? I guess 11 hours ago is the answer to that. I suppose 11 hours would be the answer to this question. There you go. There you are. There's some videos for you. Thanks for asking. Appreciate you.
And that is sheer willpower. We can be correct about things every day of the week and twice on Sunday. We can point at leftists and laugh when they get triggered by children's films, but ultimately we will have to directly take action.
When they get triggered by children's films? What? Oh, Hannah and Jake tomorrow is the next video. Tomorrow. Triggered about children's. These are the same people that get mad that like there's gay kissies in children's stuff. Like oh, they're not everyone's straight. There's gay kissies. Call them like what? Who gives a shit? What the fuck are you talking about? This is the same type. He's like, John Doyle is not for freedom. Okay, John Doyle is not like, oh yeah, the American dream, freedom, blah 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 blah. No, he's an authoritarian. Chat. He doesn't want you to fap to porn. I'm not making that up. He actually wants to ban porn. Can you imagine wanting to ban porn? Dark Shadow Rule, thanks for the 2 months of Prime. I love how much these people project fragility on lefties. I know, right? I'm legit at the point where I feel like the eventual H&J stream collab is going to be the two of you having a cookout and just talk about shit while you cook foil-wrapped corn. My tinfoil Tuesday conspiracy. That'd be fun. People are calling for the 25th Amendment to be implemented on Trump. Twitter is going nuts. The 25th Amendment? Which one's that? Let's read the 25th Amendment, chat. In the case of the removal of the president from office or of his death or resignation, the vice president shall become president whenever there's a vacancy office. Oh, well, this is just. What do you mean? They want him. I don't understand what you mean. You mean Congress should remove him specifically? This is just the 25th Amendment is just succession, not like I don't. Trump is losing his mind. It's basically declared the president incompetent, probably to pardon him. Oh yeah. They want him deemed unfit. Well, they want to pardon him for his crimes, but they can't. Here's the thing. President can only pardon federal crimes, not state. The Southern District of New York has state crimes. Corn dab. It's a rough one. That's a rough one, John.
And that starts by getting outside with the rest of us, sacrificing your time and your money to get there, just like the rest of us.
Yeah, go outside. Go outside in big groups, John. Do it.
This is especially important right now because on the micro scale, our success right now is almost entirely contingent literally on the will of President Trump, because it is my belief that we've won this election already.
Is it your belief that you've won the election? Oh, that's interesting. Because it looks as though you've lost it. Huh. By quite a bit. Let's see. Where have you won it? Ooh, not in Michigan. There's, I'm sorry, but can you do the math on that real quick? What was that? 146,000? 100% chance that John watches twice as much porn as any other guy. True. It's over, John. You've lost the election.
If the winner is to be determined fairly, but that's just not how it works anymore. And so at this point,
the winner was determined fair. If you guys had won the election, you would have been like, yep, that's a fair election.
Whether we win is literally contingent upon how hard Donald J. Trump fights back against this farce. And I want you to take a second and just imagine to yourself the utter magnitude of the test of character that he is currently undergoing.
Oh my God, dude. I have never seen somebody beg for Donald Trump's cummies in a video more than right now. He is literally like, oh yeah, stretch my ass out, daddy. Holy shit. Iris Vulcan, thanks for following. Can we please talk about supposed votes found in Georgia? Sure. I'm pretty sure in Pennsylvania, the other, was it yesterday? It might have been Georgia. One of the two. they found votes, and Trump Twitter was like, ooh, 800 votes found for Donald Trump. Do you know how many they found for Biden at the same time? Exactly 1,000 more. They found 1,800. They found 800 for Donald Trump and 1,800 for Joe Biden. So his lead got bigger. That's fucking sad, brother. God's listening to that boy's voice, and cadence is so yeah, it is.
Imagine being in his position. Millions of people are rallying in the streets out of hatred for you after the mainstream media has compromised the integrity of the election by calling it for Joe Biden while many states are still in play.
Yeah, calling it for Joe Biden. Why would they? I can't imagine. No, the net gain for Trump was not 800. No, the net gain for Trump was negative 1,000. Well, I don't know about the other votes today, but literally yesterday or the day before, the Trump Twitter was going absolutely bananas. Like, oh, we find 800 votes, which, by the way, they need like 40,000 votes, so it doesn't matter. And then they were going nuts, and then the wind got totally sucked out of the room when it was found out that Joe Biden won 1,000 more than them. It was fucking hilarious.
Whether that be because there's pending litigation, recounts, or literally
iStar VR, thanks for the 4 months.
They're being moved back to the toss-up column. CNN just moved Pennsylvania and Georgia back into toss-up. RCP rescinded their Biden call for Pennsylvania.
This is rough.
And all of this having been set up in the months
this is
prior
a rough
to your
one.
election, with the media talking about a crisis that you won't commit to a peaceful transfer of power. All of this corrupt, malicious nonsense. Like, it's all a lie, and I really cannot think of
Wait, what do you mean it's malicious and nonsense? Literally, Donald Trump has said, I am not conceding. What are you talking about?
Incident or a story off the top of my head in which a man's character was put to a greater test than this.
A man's character? He lost the election. He lost the election by 6 million votes. The closest one is Georgia. They haven't called it yet. What, 19,000 votes or some shit? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You just this is delusion beyond that which I think John Doyle should be able to entertain in his brain. I know he's religious, okay? I know he has other delusions. This specific delusion, it's just counting, John. It's just counting. People can count. I cannot believe that he has trouble with this. Like, intellectually. How do you have trouble with this? It's just counting. They counted more for the guy that isn't your guy. That's it. That's the whole thing. Amazing.
Is he a perfect man? No. Has he been a perfect president? No. But do I believe that he's ever given up on us? No. And now it's our turn to let him know that we're not going to give up on him either. And the way that you can do that is by putting your MAGA hat back on and getting outside with the rest of us.
Please, yes. Please, continue to fill stadiums with each other. Look at that. Not a fucking mask in sight. Oh my God, that's so good. Yes, cough on each other.
That way we can actualize the President Cheeto redemption arc. The President Cheeto Revenge Tour, Episode 6, Return of President Cheeto. It's like the N-word. We took their negative and we made it into a positive for us.
Cheeto is their N-word. Come on, John. This cope is so fucking embarrassing, dude. This is so fucking embarrassing. Ugh.
Well, he's a Cheeto. Yeah, well, that's President Cheeto to you, sweetheart. You can say Cheetah, but Cheeto is our word. Okay, anyways.
Wow. President Cheeto is so mad right now. He's a flaming hot Cheeto. You can say Cheetah, but not Cheeto. That's our... Jesus Christ. This guy, he's so fucking... Oh, wow, he's so edgy, bro. Jesus Christ.
Something else that's important to touch on is that everyone on the left has been pointing the finger at us and accusing us of coping.
You are 100% coping. I'm not pointing the finger. You're like, I'm coping, and we're like, are you coping? And you're like, I'm coping. So you're coping.
And this is understandable because the left, which are more specifically are just women who have had their brains fried by SSRIs and birth control.
The left is women who have had their brains fried by SSRIs and birth control. That's what? The left are a bunch of women whose brains are fried by SSRIs and birth control. He's just he's hanging himself with the copium tank hose. Jesus Christ.
They have very low impulse control. They are very invested emotionally into their politics. And as a coalition, they are literally just mass mobilized mental illness, which we'll talk about the dangers of in a second. But the point is that it's understandable.
Legend, by the way. Devanisco, thanks for following.
Accuse us of coping the second the screen people give them the green light to do so. However,
so it's interesting. It's interesting that this is a thing you see a lot on the right. And you're going to see more of it as they sort of like push against the sort of social awareness of mental health. This entire idea that lefties are just a bunch of mentally unwell fucking weirdos. Did you know that like everybody is that? Did you, like antidepressants, birth control, fry your brains? That explains why I'm smelling is burning. True. So addressing your mental health and getting assistance for it is something that like boomers reject. You know what I mean? Like if someone as toxic as Anthony Soprano can get fucking mental health care, I think if you work at Subway you could do it too. You're not a mobster, you know what I'm saying? Cacao Juniper, thanks for the biddies. Getting mental health care is a good thing, and we should advocate it for everybody, regardless of political affiliation, because it's fantastic. It helps people. Why would you not want people to be helped? It seems like a strange cope, John, to be like, you go to a mental health care person. Yeah, isn't that wild? I'm responsible for my fucking life. I mean, I don't personally go. I don't feel the need, but there's a lot of people that do feel the need and should go. Like, I bet John has a parlor. Oh, 100% he has a parlor. In fact, it might be linked under this video. He might be linked right here. What do you think? Access to private support channel, Twitter, Facebook. Instagram. No, he doesn't have a parlor. Well, he might, but it's not on here. The copium OD is ridiculous here.
However, as you may remember, one of the last things that I tweeted before being suspended was that I, properly titled, am John Doyle, Cope Analyst, which means that it's my job and expertise to categorize those who are coping from those who are not coping. And so the first thing that I will point out is that it is very difficult for me to trust the authority of the left to properly identify coping, given that these are people who literally bought into every theory and scandal that was spoon-fed to them by the mainstream media, everything from the Russia collusion to Trump actually lost because Hillary won the popular vote to the Ukraine phone call. Literally.
Oh. He thinks we're liberals. Oh. I forget that he forgets who he's talking to. His real fight is with leftists who don't watch CNN or MSNBC or anything like that. But this is why they're so ill-prepared for conversations with us, by the way. They're so fucking ill-prepared. Every time I have a conversation with one of these people, they're like, you watch CNN? And I'm like, I haven't watched CNN except for like during the election. And that was like CNN, NBC, MSNBC, NPR, Fox. Like I just jumped around. Like they don't know who the fuck we are. They have no idea who they're arguing with. They're like, you want to take our guns? And we're over here like, a cab? Like, what? Gonna rack a fucking shell? Like, no, bitch. We are leftists. We want other things. We want things that you are not. You are definitely not addressing whatsoever. You aren't arguing from it. It's almost like they're divorced from reality. It's almost like that. Wild.
Literally everything. They showed up by the millions to cry that President Trump was not, in fact, their president. Like, the whole reason that we are even able...
Okay, but... John, the Donald Trump is not my president thing was symbolic. It wasn't like literally he isn't the president of the United States. And I don't know how you find like it's like missing the point on purpose. The idea was like, hey, just so you know, I don't support this president, and neither do the majority of people in the United States. And it was a majority. 4 million people voted against him, and he still ended up winning. Like Hillary Clinton had a 4 million vote lead. Biden has a 6 million vote lead. The idea was that, hey, this is not America's president. This is a fucky situation in regards to the Electoral College. He does not have a mandate. Like we don't support him. That was what that was about. And I feel like you should know that, but like honestly, because you're so stupid, I genuinely can't tell if you understand. Like, when people say this kind of stuff, it's not always like they're not trying to bend reality. They're trying to make a point. Like, I don't know. Very strange. Very, very strange. And by the way, you're saying that literally votes that go against you aren't real. So, I don't. Very strange.
Able to identify coping in a political context is because of the data that they've contributed via their own actions. And to be on the left in the first place...
Oh, surprise! That picture showed up.
...is to cope. If you're a leftist, you are inherently coping. I don't make the rules. Like, your entire worldview is basically centered around adjusting society to fit your self-perception. You believe that everybody is equal, and therefore any differences in outcome must be because of oppression.
No. Again, he doesn't know who he's arguing with. I don't know a single leftist that is opposed to the idea of difference in outcome. Every leftist understands a difference in outcome. What they want is that the starting point be similar for everybody, where it's not now. It's not. The starting point should be as close to equitable as you can get it. And of course, that's never going to be the case. But like trying to make sure that that is the case is the best you can do, right? Try to make sure that everything is equitable. That's it. Not equal if like at the end. Some people are going to do better than others. Some people have an aptitude where others don't. Some people have skills where others. That's fine. That's understandable and fine. The only thing the difference is we don't want to use innate things that don't affect your ability to do that. Your skin color, your creed, your sexuality, your gender expression, the way you look, the way you talk. Like, we don't want these things, unless for some reason any of those run counter to it. We don't want any of those things that you're born with to keep you from starting at the same point. But then, that said, again, like, for instance, I'm pretty decent at public speaking. If someone's going to try to usurp me in, I don't know, being the public speaker for, I don't know, whatever it is, corn. I'm a corn salesman. If someone wants my job as corn salesman, they're going to have to be better at selling corn. It's okay if someone's better at selling corn than me. That's fine. The idea is that because the other corn salesman was gay, that they didn't start here and I started here, they just start here. That's the only difference. That's the only difference. He doesn't understand who he's talking to. He doesn't know who the fuck we are. He has no idea who he's arguing with.
In whatever applicable scale. And that's because you're basically insecure and over-socialized. Like, you guys go out and you riot when you lose, but when conservatives are like, hey, wait a minute, why did a clerical error in Fairfax County cause the votes for Joe Biden to be inflated by roughly 100,000? Or why are Detroit city workers claiming that they were told to date back ballots that were received too late? Seems odd that a mail carrier in Pennsylvania has a sworn affidavit stating that he was ordered by supervisors to collect and submit late ballots, which were then backdated by the supervisors so that they would appear legit.
All of what he's saying is wrong. Literally, like, this is I have secondhand embarrassment. The affidavit was debunked. All this other stuff was debunked. They've lost every single one of these motions in court. They literally have Rudy Giuliani today not understanding how to make motions in court, who is in charge of this shit. They're fucking losing. They lost. It's over. It's over. The snacks, thanks for following. It's just so fucking over, dude.
Or why is it that Wisconsin allowed potentially over 100,000 voters to illegally pass ID requirements by simply stating that they were prevented from leaving their homes by COVID? Or how is it that Biden lost most of the bellwether counties, which usually predict the outcome of the election in the vast majority of cases? Or how did Biden get a turnout of like 87% in many cities?
Okay, so the reason that he lost some bellwether counties and went out elsewhere is this is gonna really piss off John Doyle. Okay, the fact behind the fact of the matter is Joe Biden won for two reasons. The number one reason Joe Biden won is because Donald Trump is a terrible president. Okay, he's so terrible that people that are Republicans voted for Joe Biden. Number two, who, by the way, Joe Biden ran on the most progressive platform of all time. Number two, the reason that Donald Trump lost and Joe Biden won, and this is, I mean, it might as well be 1A, 1B. Number two, and probably easily most important, enfranchising minority voters. All it took was to register in Georgia specifically, just under 1,800,000 new black voters. If we did the same in Louisiana and Mississippi, those would turn blue as well. Okay, Biden's platform is not progressive. Proboscis. Okay, Biden's platform is progressive. You're wrong. You're just wrong. If you're going to give me one of those relative to everyone, jack off in your own mouth, you can shut your fucking face. It is progressive. It's easily the most progressive. He's running on Green New Deal. He's running on ending cash bail. He's running on ending cash private prisons. He ran on legalizing marijuana and decriminalizing it. He ran on expunging the records of nonviolent drug offenders. I mean, he ran on fucking $50,000 first 100 days, getting rid of $50,000 worth of student loan debt. He ran on, I mean, expanding on the Green New Deal, this green infrastructure that's just ridiculous. He ran on health care. It's looking more and more like we're just going to have a public option rather than a private than just Medicare expansion. Like, oh my God, the student debt thing is fucking crazy. It doesn't want to ban fracking. Oh my fucking God. Literally, he said out loud, I don't want to ban fracking. So first of all, if fracking is the only thing that is anti-progressive, it doesn't make the rest of the thing not progressive. The Green New Deal, the New Deal that he has signed on to, the climate deal, it says we're not going to ban fracking. We're going to phase out of fracking. He doesn't want to ban it, but the country's totally gonna phase out of it. That is just so you can politicize and make sure that you get some votes in the middle states like Pennsylvania. That's a huge in Pennsylvania. Probably why he won Pennsylvania was to say that he didn't want to ban fracking. I mean, come on, you have to say this kind of shit. Tulsi's dog shit. Legalizing marijuana is the Green New Deal. How dare you? Like, it is easily the most progressive platform of all time by a presidential candidate. I don't need any more of this fucking nonsense saying it's not progressive. It fucking is. It fucking is. Please never again, unless you've actually taken the time to fucking engage with the content within the platform, please don't say otherwise. It's just whoop boy. Hobo boy. Anyway.
Wards in Wisconsin. Like, that stuff seems kind of off. We should look
Murlocs, thanks for following.
And then the left responds like, no.
Biden is a neocon, sure. He's actually more of a neo-lib, but I mean, you could say those words out loud, but his platform is the most progressive of all time. I still don't understand. Nothing will fundamentally change except a bunch of things that will fundamentally change. All right, stick around. Go ahead. Pink Bones and Proboscis. Stick around. Don't leave this channel. I'm going to remember your fucking names. Okay? 4 years from now. Let's fucking go. When we have federally legalized marijuana, when your student loan debt gets reduced by $50,000, okay? I'm just saying, he's not my favorite guy ever, but I mean the policies are there. The policies are there. Okay? Just because it's not Bernie doesn't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the fuck this like brainworm is. That like do you go to other lefty streamers and they just doomsay the whole time and they're just fucking really negative the whole time, like nothing's gonna change. They're literally putting in place things. They've made first 100-day promises. How this works is they almost always come through on these. You're going to have something fall through the cracks. My suspicion is what falls through the cracks is they're not going to be able to defeat the lobbies for oil. So they're not going to be able to get some aspects of the Green New Deal in, and they're probably not going to be able to end cash bail. They'll probably be able to end private prisons. Well, I don't know. Those two are probably, but the fact that they're running on it, I mean, come on, huge.
Her ramble was just a gorilla.
Tulsi is not progressive. Tulsi is trash. Lyric, thanks for following.
Oh, no, you're just coping. Cope harder. Yeah, plot twist. You're actually the ones coping because you know that we've won.
No, you lost.
Dismiss legitimate points that would call into question the integrity of the election as a cope is in itself a cope.
I just want to reiterate. I just want to reiterate that right there. And also that you haven't made a video since this. I want to reiterate that right there. There we go. Some serious fucking denial right there. Holy shit, I know, right?
You're cringe, you're weak, you're coping, you're low energy, you have sloth energy. Your entire political framework amounts to basically a series of rationalizations for why you're addicted to touching your own pee-pee, and you lost. And even if you manage to pull this off, you know that ultimately we're going to win anyways because we're high energy, we have conviction, we're geniuses, we're better looking, and we have Christ on our side, so.
Oh no, we're geniuses and we have Christ on our side. Oh my God, that's fucking sad. That is so sad. Oh jeez, I didn't know that was gonna be that sad. Oh man. Oh no. Oh God. He said we're geniuses. Yeah. You keep congregating during a pandemic. You're killing each other. On purpose. There's not going to be any fucking Trump voters left. You're all going to die from coughing. Don't fuck with me. I have the power of God and anime on my side. God damn it. Wait, did we actually watch this video last week or did I watch it on Hannah's stream? It was probably on Hannah's stream. Like, oh my God, dude. Absolutely sad.
Cope harder, I'm unbothered, I'm stoic, and the boys and I are going to make America great again.
You're not unbothered or stoic. You haven't posted since this video. You are coping. You're sad. Joe Biden won. And you probably have COVID, which would be fucking hilarious.
With or without your support and thanks. So don't even worry about it. These people act like 2020 is the first time that a presidential election has been a little bit sus. Like they know not of the tales of the election of 2000, 1960, 1876, 1824, or 1800 because their entire involvement in politics is rooted in A, social trends, B, insecurity, C, PP addiction, or D, all of the above.
As much as I am addicted to PP, what I would like is, hey, bit at your own fucking peril, okay? If I missed that, maybe you should have syntaxed it better. What is coping? Sorry, I'm dumb. Okay, no, I'm not going to answer that. You're gonna have to join the zeitgeist here. You're gonna have to use context clues to understand things. Okay, the word coping exists and is real. So, sorry, I'm done. I'm not here to be your fucking. I could have answered this during the time that I'm spending denigrating you right now, but instead I'm just gonna continue to do it. Please just engage with the content. You can use context clues and your brain. I know that you're smarter than you think you are. Please, for the love of God. Please, just Google. Or just fucking, like, pay attention. Pay attention. He's obviously coping right now. He's in full cope. Come on. So, was John even alive for the 2000 election? That's actually a good question. He maybe was alive. Why is this literal child telling us about the 2000 election? I know, right? Thank you, Chinstrap. I forgot what I was going to say because that crying about me not reading your 50-cent bit message, you totally derailed me. So I'm just going to continue.
So that being said, we do have to talk about the current behavior of the left and the right, because if you watch the video that we did about what happens if Trump loses, you know that we are being totally vindicated by the rhetoric that we're seeing from the right and the left. Like virtually everything that we predicted is playing out right before our eyes. So if you haven't watched that video, I would highly recommend it, along with the last one that I did, which was a long-form conversation about this topic as well. But on the right, as we predicted, all of the conservatives who use the momentum of Donald Trump and his campaign and his presidency to elevate themselves in terms of status and wealth, they've all now thrown him under the bus and said that he needs to concede, which is interesting because these people still get thrown under the bus, and they will always get thrown under the bus by the mainstream media simply for wearing the label of a Republican or a conservative.
Oh, well, the reason you get thrown under the bus is because your ideas aren't popular. If you just had more popular ideas, you'd totally do a lot better. Have they ever considered just being more popular? Like, have they thought, you know what? I suppose we should do stuff that people like instead of stuff that people don't like. You know?
Good call, baby.
Benny got a Thanksgiving one to Twiasog. Tiwasog. I can't ever say it. I'm gonna say Matic from now on. Have Republicans consider that like, hey, transphobia is not cool, homophobia is not cool, racism not cool. Bilges, thanks for following. We would like health care. We don't like it that cops murder sovereign citizens without trial. Like, we don't like that you're trying to tell us what we can or can't smoke. Demhigh, thanks for following. Hey, Republicans, we're not huge fans of there being a profit motive on imprisoning American citizens. Hey, did you know that, like, it's not very cool that you deny us death with dignity? Like, did you know? Like, there's so many things. Hey, wouldn't it be cool if we stopped tying property taxes to our schools so our children, regardless of financial status of their parents, can get a decent education? Huh, that's strange. That's strange. Huh, weird. Did you know, Republicans, have you considered the fact that maybe we don't want to disenfranchise people to win elections and we'd rather just, like, have everybody participate? We'd have all voices participate in elections. Like, literally, part of the Republican strategy is don't let black people vote.
Was just a gorilla.
If don't let black people vote is part of your core strategy, you're not popular. You're not, like, how do you think you're right? When you're like, I don't want them to vote. They've heard our shit and they don't like it. Wouldn't it be interesting? Well, wouldn't it be interesting if you, like, appealed to that group of people instead of trying to silence them? I self-divine Macatron and Demhigh and Bilges, thanks for following. Absolutely ridiculous.
And they seem to think that if they suddenly purport the mainstream media to be an apparatus of integrity...
Again, mainstream media. Do leftists watch mainstream media? Is that a thing we watch? I feel like we don't watch mainstream media. I feel like we've never watched mainstream media. I can't remember the last time I regularly watched mainstream media. I go to Twitter, dog. I get a synthesis. I follow so many fucking chuds, dude. I follow right-wingers more than I follow left-wingers almost. Almost. Like, this is how it works. News comes out. And then I look at it, we read the articles, we read someone else's articles, we look at what the pundits are saying, and then we make up our own minds. Like, I just don't... It's just weird. It's just weird that he keeps going... Again, he just watches Fox News, and he just listens to Donald Trump. He doesn't actually have a personality. This guy's personality is what Donald Trump tells him to have. How fucking sad is that, dude? How do we get a big bomb of followers and then lose like 18 viewers? How dare you? How dare you follow and then leave? God damn it.
That they will be spared in the future, and they are very foolish for that. Pay very close attention, and I'm sure that you have been because you're smart people, but still, pay very close attention to those in media.
John definitely watches OAN.
And politics, those who have any influence or power within politics, and you watch who stands with President Trump, and you watch who betrays him.
Who betrays him? Okay, hey, in entertaining the reality of Donald Trump's loss, this is not betrayal. This is just understanding that you lost. You know what betrayal is? Betraying the sanctity of the American election to serve the ego of a failure. That's literally what your politics are. You would rather tear down the apparatus of American democracy instead of letting him feel bad. How fucking sad is that, bro? That's so fucking sad, dude. I absolutely cannot understand this intense level of cope. It's so fucking sad.
And who capitulates to the will of the left. And you remember all of those names. And then once President Trump has secured his second term, which he will, we're going to collectively drive those people out of the volume of conservative politics to the point where they will seek employment at the Huffington Post as the token conservative who saw the light and joined the left. Like, we will never watch or listen to these people again. We will never vote for them. We will never give them a cent of our money.
That's okay. You're going to continue to lose elections. Someone just sent this to me in chat. Who was it? Evotion. I mean, we already knew this, but I like that someone's saying it. The Republican Georgia Secretary of State says Trump lost election because he lied about mail-in voting. Yeah, I think everyone agrees with that, right? We already knew this. We already knew that he was going to lose because he called mail-in voting bad when it was safer during a fucking pandemic. Like, yeah, of course. Georgia Secretary of State says 24,000 GOPs who voted absentee in primary did not vote in the general. Says Donald Trump cost himself the election by sowing distrust in absentee. He would have won by 10,000 votes. He actually depressed his own voting base. Yeah, of course. Of course. And it's going to happen again, too. It's going to happen again in the primaries. That's just how it works. Or in the runoff. Like, they're just dum-dums. I think he would have lost regardless personally. Probably. In this, I think specifically he means lost the election in Georgia. Right? He would have lost the election in general. In fact, he doesn't even need Georgia. I don't know if you're paying attention here, chat, but Donald Trump lost the election and Joe Biden won it, and Georgia is not counted on this map right here. He doesn't need Georgia. Yeah. So I mean, he's gonna get it. It's gonna be 306 to 232, and it's gonna be like a 6 to 7 million vote win. But I mean, you know, it's that good stuff. It's that good stuff. Oh, seriously, he hasn't put out a video all week. Just absolutely sad. All right, let's keep going.
And we will make it our overriding ambition to exile them from conservative politics. And the reason for that is that we don't actually know who won the election yet, for all the reasons that we briefly mentioned earlier and many others. And so their divorce from President Trump amounts very clearly to a betrayal of President Trump. And
no. Former President Trump. Sorry, I just had to correct you there.
His Republican Party and the American people. If it turns out that we're wrong, I would expect everyone to acknowledge that at some point shortly after, but that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about people who were never in support of President Trump, who tried to undermine his agenda whenever they could, and who then declared his campaign to have lost the contest the moment that the screen people told them that it was probably correct.
Okay, so do you understand how we get to the probably correct? Like, by counting. Hey, there's an insurmountable lead here. Yeah. Joe Biden's going to win Georgia. It's going to be 306 electoral votes. He only needed 270. That's a little bit past that, I'd say. I mean, you just lost, dude. I'm sorry, buddy. You just lost. Pete, thanks so much for following. Appreciate you. Math is a liberal plot. I guess so.
The same screen people who told them that it would be a Biden landslide.
You're a screen people.
These people have no integrity. They exist literally to siphon money from you, from your hope. It is literally the most disgusting translation of money that I can think of. Like recognizing that people are worried about the future of their country and then exploiting that fear by assuring them that you have their back. You're going to fight for them. You soak up that campaign money, that ad revenue, whatever it is, and then you actively work against their interests and the interests of their country.
The interests of the country for you, again, John wants a Christian theocracy with authoritarian slant. He's a Christian nationalist. John Doyle thinks the best interest for this country is heterosexual coupling with procreation towards the nuclear family. He wants to ban porn. He doesn't think that marijuana should exist. He doesn't he nationalism needs to be hardcore. We need to make sure to kick out all the brown people. Like he wants to close the borders, build a wall. Like, none of these things are popular. He doesn't want health care. He wants free market capitalism with even lower amounts of regulation. I mean, what he wants is like robber baron style working conditions. As a person who works at Subway, John should understand that, like, low wage workers, like that kind of job, like you're exploited. You are vastly exploited. It's absolutely not okay. He really wants Mike Pence in office. Yeah. Like, he thinks that a woman's duty is always to procreate, right? He doesn't want trans people to exist. He doesn't want gay people to exist. He he literally doesn't want gay marriage to be a thing. It's fucking wild, man. Like, you're not popular. You don't have a popular opinion. Let's not forget the people who know John IRL have said that he's a toxic personality. Of course. John's dog shit. Nobody likes John. How long till John Doyle comes out of the closet? I don't think that's going to happen.
These people are sociopaths. I don't like them. I'm really not a fan.
They're sociopaths. Did you know it's sociopathic to want your fellow human being to have access to health care? I'm a sociopath because when you wake up in the morning, I want you to be assured, even if you have fucking stage 4 leukemia and you're getting the top treatment in the country, I don't want you to go through bankruptcy. That makes me a sociopath. I'm a sociopath because when you go to school, I want it to be a safe learning environment. That's my sociopathy. I'm such a sociopath that I think that you should be compensated for your work. Fuck me, man. Absolutely fuck me.
But yeah, so that's what we're seeing from the right. People saying that Trump should concede, and he lost fair and square, etc. Then on the left, we can see how that rhetoric fits perfectly, almost as though it was engineered, and it makes a Tetris. We see exactly as we predicted that the left is calling for unity. They're saying, well, Trump was dividing us, but now we can be unified in the...
That's not the left. That's fucking liberals. If you ask the left if they want unity, the answer is, fuck you, John! Eat shit, bitch! We don't want fucking unity. That's libs. I don't fucking like you. I think you are a stain on American politics. I want every person that's you or thinks like you to have to experience the bad side of your ideas, okay? I want you to experience the symptoms of COVID when you go out into these large groups and cough on each other. I want you to experience needing social welfare. I want you to experience like medical bankruptcy. I want you to experience these things so you can gain some empathy, so you can gain some fucking like perspective. And then what I want to do is make sure that just in time I pass enough laws or we advocate for enough things to get rid of the catastrophic negatives of your own actions and for it to mitigate at the end. I want you to get COVID, but I want you to get over it. Maybe you can lose your sense of taste forever or something, sense of smell, I don't care. I want you to go through medical bankruptcy, but right at the end, well, maybe we'll pass clemency or we'll get some universal health care up in this bitch, and we save you right at the last end of it. I want you to experience losing your job for being a racist. Like, I want you to experience that. And then I want you to understand that we place too much value on people's labor. And maybe I want you to consider the fact that maybe empathy and kindness and a slant towards freedom is the way to be. Did you know that when you limit people's freedoms, like bodily autonomy, like, no, you can't be a trans person if you're a kid. Like, did you know that that's shitty? That's not okay, and that people don't like that, and they want to live how they live, and not the way you want them to live? Isn't that wild? People get to live the way they want to live, and you're against that. You will lose forever with that position, forever.
The brilliance of that strategy, though pernicious, is that since they largely have control over the flow of information in this country, they are able to spend 5 years sowing division by painting half of the country as reprehensible people.
No, not half, like 40%.
And then once they have an opportunity to get rid of their representation, they can switch to claiming, well, it was actually your side that was dividing us. And now that we're in power, ostensibly, well, we just want to be united.
No, we don't want to be united. Fuck off.
We just want to sing Kumbaya and do trust falls.
That's libs.
That's not the truth, and that's not what's going to happen. They are trying to lull you into submission because the average American doesn't like how tense things have been in this country, and they probably don't pay close enough attention to realize who has been orchestrating that tension.
Donald, what? I'm sorry. When people are marching in the streets for their human rights, right? Like, hey, don't shoot us. We just happen to be black. Like, suppose Bigfoot, thanks so much for the 12 months, the whole year. Like, when people are like, hey, we want reasonable wages, we want health care, we want, you think that's sowing division and not the stand by Proud Boys? Not the I'm not going to tell white nationalists that they're bad. I'm not going to like I think that you're all disgusting people. The media is the enemy. I think that all Mexicans are bad. I think like it's the Kung flu. Like that's the like what? Well, there's a bunch of people going like, "Hey, you're being fucking racist, bro." Like, "Hey, what the fuck? Like this nationalism is not cool. We're all sort of like one people, bro." I don't fucking understand, man. I just don't understand this shit. How do you? It's absolutely interesting that you think that that the left is like sowing division when all they want is a president who stops lying. Witless, thanks for following.
And so for the left to now be preaching a message of unity, yeah, it's incredibly hypocritical, but it's also a psyop to gain public.
It's a psyop? You think Joe Biden being like, we should work together is a psyop? He's just a boomer. He's just old. He's a neo-lib. It's not a psyop. He genuinely... I believe that Joe Biden's genuinely kind of a good dude. Like, insofar as interpersonal relationships. We probably don't have the same ethics in general. Like, he's probably not very privy on trans issues and stuff like that, gay issues, whatever. He did pay lip service, though. I mean, a presidential candidate said that 8-year-olds should be able to choose their own gender. I mean, like, that's fucking huge, by the way. Again, with this diet Republican shit. Out loud, Joe Biden said the words, an 8-year-old should be allowed to choose their gender, the gender that makes them happiest. Out loud, a presidential candidate. I don't care if he doesn't believe it. That's huge. That's what we need. That kind of shit right there. Witless and Metal Cat, thanks for following. Like the Joe Biden talking about he's proud of Hunter Biden. The idea that like the president can destigmatize something like addiction to hard drugs, like that's huge too. These are good things. I think he's probably a good guy. He's probably, we would have many disagreements, him and I, if we were in the same room. However, I don't think he's a narcissist by any stretch. I don't think he's that hawkish. You know what I mean? The president said that. The president did say, well, he wasn't the president when he said that, but yes. Trans people have not be destigmatized in America. Wait, what? I didn't say that. Did someone say that? He said trans rights, though. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Is someone dooming in my chat? Yeah, he acknowledged disabled people, like during the... Yes, of course. This is what I'm saying, man. Like, acknowledgement of disabled people. I mean, he's mentioned trans people. He mentioned like people of color. Like, and he's saying it correctly, and he's like got the right terms, and he's like, come on. He's helping to normalize this shit. This is huge. That's so good. Joe openly shows love to Hunter. I mean, let's just say this. How many of your okay, here's the question. How many of you would vote for Joe Biden if Joe Biden was running against your dad? Dooming is not allowed. I don't care what your fucking opinion is. I'd vote for Joe over my fucking dad. That's what I'm saying, man. Holy shit. Someone's dad wins, actually. A couple of you have really dope dads, which is fantastic, and I love your dads. But, like, the fact that, like, and most of your dads are probably, like, either right-wing or libs. Right? That's what I'm talking about. That's the selection of people that age that we're dealing with. We're not dealing with people my age yet. We can't. We have to put in context the people that we're voting for office, like, are not to the point we are at, politically speaking. We're always going to be behind by 2 generations when it comes to politics, unless you get someone in the right when they can be eligible for presidency. But likely you're going to get someone in their 50s or older. Biden and my dad have basically the same politics, but my dad's not going to die in a year. I don't think Joe Biden's going to die in a year either. He's pretty healthy for his age. My dad is a socialist, and he's 60. Nice. See, some of you guys got really dope dads. But, yeah. Why does no one acknowledge that Trump is old, too? I have no idea. You don't want a zombie president? Man, my dad would be a terrible president, too.
Public support and further undermine the legitimacy of the Trump campaign. Because the truth is, there is no unity in this country, and there's not going to be. There's no going back. You've changed things forever. AOC and others are calling for lists to be made.
He just did a Joker meme, by the way. That's fucking cringe.
Of people who worked with Trump so that they can be blacklisted, and that's just the beginning. And I have to stress again that we predicted all of this. What they mean by unity is a return to the status quo, business as usual, totally corrupt politics that sells out the American people at every available opportunity.
What does that even mean? What does that even mean? He just says words. What does that mean?
And they're counting on you not recognizing that what Donald Trump represents fundamentally is a rejection of that system. It's why he was elected.
John. He wasn't. He lost. He lost. John. He lost. And also, notwithstanding, I mean, he was part, you know the system, the people involved voted for him.
And that you'll be seduced by the talks of returning to normal. But don't buy it for a second. Resist. Resist the siren's call. It's going to be difficult. It might even become dangerous, but you have to do it because it's the best chance that we've got. Remember,
you don't have any chance. You've lost.
The rhetoric used to be, well, there will be no peaceful transfer of power. The Boogaloo Boys will take up arms. Virtually none of that has happened. So now they've adjusted the rhetoric to something far more accurate, which is just, well, Trump and his supporters are going to make the left angry, and they're going to go burn more cities down. So Trump and his supporters need to stop.
Lily Love Stuff says, I'd also probably vote for my grandfather, too, because he was an atheist democratic socialist, but still a sweet guy. Was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, though, by the time he was Biden's age, so he could have probably been bribed to give nuclear codes for a vanilla milkshake. Ooh, vanilla milkshake sounds good, but then I'd poop everywhere. I'm lactose intolerant.
Like, they even acknowledge at this point that their coalition is basically just mass mobilized mental illness. And I can't say that I blame them entirely.
Mass mobilized mental illness. Again, he's just saying things. Like, he just says things. For what reason? Did Trump lose? Do you have a source for that? Yeah, there it is.
Was just a gorilla.
There it is. I just don't understand. I just do not understand. RF Gavin, thanks for following. What mental illness? What's the mental illness? I don't even know.
because our society breeds mental illness. Perhaps by design, we'll put that on the back burner for now. But the point being,
But what's
that
the
these
mental?
people
What mental illness, John?
very invested emotionally into these narratives. We've seen that they are perfectly fine with rioting, committing violence against their political opponents, even murdering them in some cases. And we have to be very careful with these people. And I'm not talking about Democrats, whatever.
Antifa. Whoa. Okay, I missed that. It's so weird how. And I know why they do it. I know why they do it. Like Antifa is big lefty terrorist or something. The FBI, the NSA, the CIA all agree. All intelligence communities agree. White nationalists and white right wing extremist terrorism in America are the biggest threats as far as domestic terrorism is concerned. The left doesn't really ping at all. It doesn't happen. There were multiple plots during the election cycle, of which we are done with and Donald Trump lost. During the election cycle, there were multiple plots. One of which just to fucking kidnap and sodomize Joe Biden. Another one was to kidnap and murder Gretchen Whitmer, my governor. Like, all by right-wing extremists. What are you talking about, dude? Like, I don't know how you can deny the reality of right-wing extremism. It's a thing. I don't. L7 Nefarious, thanks for following. I don't understand how you could be like, you know, I'm gonna live in reality, but not yours. I'm making up my own. Fuck you guys. I'm going to my mind palace where Donald Trump won and Joe Biden is in a gulag. Like, what?
That means anymore, right? You know the people I'm talking about, the ones that take to the streets, they cause chaos. You will never beat these people in the marketplace of ideas. You will never present them with a fact or a PragerU video that changes their mind. And the reason for that is that
because PragerU sucks and the facts don't back you up. What?
they are not intellectually invested into these causes. They are spiritually invested into them. They derive their sense of meaning from them. And they're convinced that they are in the right and that they have the power. They're convinced that they're being nice to you right now.
Mussolini was summarily executed, dumped outside a train station, pissed on, and then hung upside down on display from a meat hook. And so I think everyone arguing that the left needs to reach out to the right wing needs to appreciate just how conciliatory we're already being. Fucking got him, bro. Billy, thanks for continuing your gift sub from Big Booty. Fucking got him, bro.
Here's a tweet that I saw that had about 36,000 likes, and it basically says that Mussolini was brutally killed. So anyone who thinks that we need to reach out to the right needs to appreciate how nice we're already being by not killing them. And this
it's just locker room talk, okay? This is just how we talk in our locker rooms, bro. All right? If you're offended by this kind of speech, I mean, I got to be honest with you. I think you're kind of being a snowflake. I don't think you understand jokes. What, you don't understand jokes, John? Okay, hey. There's some things that we are now letting go by that so much for the tolerant left, so much for the rugged and tough right. Wow, you guys sure do fucking suck. Oh, are you sad that Donald Trump lost? Oh, you have a little sadness that Donald Trump lost? Oh, did Joe Biden get more electoral votes than Donald Trump? You got tears in your little eyes because Donald Trump lost the election by 6 million votes? Are you sad that Joe Biden got 290 electoral votes and Donald Trump only got 242? Oh, are you scared of the guillotines? Oh, John Doyle is scared of us cutting off his little heady weddy with a guillotine. John, you're a low-class subway worker. You're not nearly on the chopping block, okay? You actually, in fact, we have class solidarity with you, my low-wage, minimum wage wage slave cohort. Okay, this is good for you. The only thing, John, you're going to use a guillotine for is cutting in half my chicken teriyaki footlong. Okay, that's the only thing that's going to happen to you. With Widow Tiny guillotines, it's going to be doable. Fucking idiot, John. You're such a fucking loser, dude.
This is already extremely cringe because it is the weakest and least intelligent people in society purporting themselves to be at the top of the hierarchy, which they inherently reject in the first place.
Okay. By the way, blue states are more highly educated than red states. Every time. Just tossing that out there. Oh, man. Isn't it weird? Oh, they're so dumb. They're the most educated, bro. Tito, thanks so much for the 20 months.
And what I mean by that is that these people individually are weak, physically, emotionally, and intellectually. These people are weak, but when they're in a mob, that doesn't matter anymore. They can probably kill you. Oh,
here's the Fash playbook, Fash 101. Your enemies are weak, but also an immense threat. Wow. Wow, did you just have a fucking copy of Mein Kampf underneath, somewhere underneath that desk? See, I don't have a copy of Mein Kampf, John. I have a copy of the goddamn Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States, okay? Because I'm a true fucking American. You know what you have? A lobster thing? I don't really understand. So let's just say, between you and me, one of us is educated and the other one needs to make sure that they put a good amount of olives on my chicken teriyaki sandwich, or I will talk to your manager.
If there's enough of them. And they almost implicitly recognize this, and they're boasting about it as though they feel power over you. They feel like they have so much power over you and you are so evil, and the fact that they haven't killed you yet is just additional testament to how nice they are. It's all a tremendous cope. But just because it's a cope doesn't mean that these people aren't dangerous. But they're not dangerous because they're competent or strong or of conviction. They're dangerous because they're exactly the opposite of those things. They are slaves to their emotions and to their carnal instincts, and they literally cannot tell the difference between you watching this channel right now and Benito Mussolini. And
all we are is a bunch of weak Antifa fucks. And all we want to do is just have a big fucking Antifa orgy. I call dibs on not cleanup. That's what I call dibs on. I think he just has cum brain. What do you think? What do you think, guys? He's so jealous that we fuck. True. True. Any truers in chat? That's the truest thing I've ever heard. True. Like he doesn't jack it 20 times a day? Jacking it is not cooming. Lila, thanks so much for the follow. A lot of follows tonight. Appreciate it. If you're enjoying the content, I ask you also to follow. Appreciate you. I'm a slave to my carnal instincts, and I need to be punished hard, uwu. Aw, does John Doyle need a widow sucky wucky on his dicky wicky? Aw, is John Doyle's dicky wicky a little dry? It's not as wet as everybody else's on the left, because everybody on the left actually fucky wuckies, and John Doyle has a little itty bitty lonely peepee. I love that you hate that. I love it.
that is the fundamental difference between
Arc X Rista, thanks for the follow.
Between our side and their side when it comes to activism. We file lawsuits, we're taking these things to court, we have a protest here and there where we wave our American flags, we wave our Trump flags. Conversely, their side riots, they loot, they commit arson, they destroy property, they attack and even kill people.
They destroy property. Oh, shit. Fuck, guys. Some property was destroyed. Shit. Thanks. Now that baby voice will haunt my nightmares. It's not a baby voice. It's a uwu voice. Arbiter Argent, thanks for the prime. They wave their fucking guns. Thank you, Title Bell. I was just about to bring that up. Yeah, what you do is, what you do, John, actually what you do is during a global pandemic, you gather in large groups inside communities that are already struggling with COVID, and you gather, you exacerbate the problem and cause thousands of people to die. Like we've had, what's the deaths at? What's COVID deaths in the United States at? We vaulted over 200,000 if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Where are we at now? We're almost to, no, not in Michigan, the whole fucking all of it. We have 248,000 deaths. Let me just put this up on here. We have 248,000 deaths, 11.4 million cases. Again, 1 out of every 1,000 individuals that live in, I believe, South Dakota has died from COVID. So that's what you've been doing, okay? You have also taken guns across state lines multiple times, shot people. You are the source of right-wing terrorism in the country for 4 long years. And prior to that, I mean, we talk about Dylan Roof. We talk about all the black people that were murdered by police officers, including like all the things that, like calling in the fucking National Guard on private protesting, like peaceful protesting. And then, like you exacerbated the problem by calling the police to a situation where they were the subject of the protest. I just don't understand, John, how you think that that's reasonable. What John wants is a white, heterosexual, cisgendered, suburban theocracy. That's what he wants. He wants everybody to live in a suburb. Little white picket fence. He wants you to be white. He wants you to have a wife or a husband, whatever is the opposite of you, and he wants you to be cis. Like these are the things. This is what he wants, and everybody else is just like, okay, sometimes that applies. Like that would apply to me. I live roughly a suburban. Well, it's not really suburban. I live in within the city, but I live, you know, in a fine neighborhood. I am heterosexual. I am cis. I'm about to be middle class-ish if this keeps up. Like, but I'm not forcing that on anybody. That's just how I live. Meanwhile, my best friend is a trans lesbian, who is dating a delicious beverage. My other best friend, is a cis man who is dating a non-binary person. I just don't know. Like there's all my neighbors besides that guy. There's this guy and this guy behind me. They're white. Everybody else around here is of color. Like I don't know. Like I don't care how you live. Live your life however you want to live it, John. If you want to be, I thought Hannah was bi. Yeah. Yeah. Hannah, but yes. Anna is not in chat tonight. Oh, I did call her a lesbian. I meant the relationship, but I was really thinking of Baja in that scenario. But either way, Hannah is bi. I did say she was a lesbian. I just misspoke. The relationship, big gay relationship. Just think about that. I didn't mean to title Hannah that. But yeah, like, and I guess my girlfriend's bi too. So I mean, like, you know, Sarah's bi, who most of you are familiar with. But like, I don't know, like live your life however you want, man. I'm not here to tell you how to fucking live your shit. John is. It's so weird, right? It's just like so weird that like his politics involve telling you how to be most happy. Like what? That doesn't even make any sense, dude. Like what's the point? I'll never understand policing other people's lives in that way. Like, the only way I'm policing your life is when it interacts with somebody else's, right? Like, you can do heroin, but you can't stab someone else with a heroin needle. I don't give a fuck. Do as much heroin as you want.